Hello, hello, hello.
Hi,
Welcome,
Ridwan.
welcome to my audience today. Again, I have the pleasure of interviewing someone I know very well. It's been many years since I've known this gentleman, and as you all know, that I bring to this platform and interview people who are achieving creative excellence. That's what my training company stands for, and that's what I train people in to be able to achieve creative excellence by realizing their inner resources and able to achieve whatever do they want in their lives and achieve their goals. But before we go ahead with this interview, I would like to request all of you, the viewers, to like and subscribe to my channel because like today, I'll be bringing many more achievers to interview them to understand better what they are doing in life, how they are touching people's lives, and how they are bringing some difference to themselves and to the community. So today, I have the pleasure of introducing a very good friend of mine. I've known him for years, and I have been inspired by him many a time, and also been reprimanded many a times for going wrong in my actions. He is a black belt taekwondo coach. He's really passionate about what he does. Uh, Apart from that, by profession, he is an HR manager with a reputed organization. But the reason I'm calling him here today is because I want you also to be inspired by uh, the way he lives his life. He's going to be talking about health and how to be healthy and be able to achieve creative excellence through whatever he's going to prescribe to us today. So I would like to welcome today a very good friend of mine, Yogesh Joshi, and he is going to be talking to us and chatting on what he's been doing for so many years, how did he achieve what he has done today, and what actually drives him. So, welcome Yogesh to this webinar, to this interview, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interview you. Uh, so, please go ahead because I read your profile. It was so long that I thought if I went to read it, it would take half an hour. So I would rather give the pleasure to you so that you can introduce yourself to the audience. Yes, Yogesh.
Thank you, Ridwan, for giving me the opportunity to connect with my friend Ridwan. Since we do not meet now because of the social restrictions. Uh, so thank you so much. And uh, well, about me, all I can say is I am a 4 dan black belt in Taekwondo and 3rd dan black belt in Hapkido, and they are both the different forms of martial arts which I've been learning and training since past 29 years, and had because of the learning and training teachings from my masters, I had the privilege of teaching self-defense over 25,000 plus individuals in different training programs. And by sport, that's my passion. I do it for my passion. I do it on my weekends, and uh, yeah, and in the sports, I am a national medalist and a coach. My students have also won medals for the state and the academy. Uh, and I that's for my passion. And I work as a manager human resource in one of India's premier media entertainment company and contribute to the success of the company. And I always believe learning is something that inspires and something that is I would love to do in the last breath of my life.
Great, great. Because I'm very fortunate to have friends like you. Because I will need your advice how to get myself fit and lose weight. Because you have inspired many people in doing that. Because in the COVID scenario, you did talk about really focusing on your weight, and you have been able to lose quite a bit of weight. So can you tell us something about that regimen or that program that you actually achieved? Some details about that.
It's I never so basically I started my sports with bodybuilding and I was aspiring to be the next Arnold. So bodybuilding is first love which I pursued for over 10 years or so, and then I gave it up because of the studies and the different other priorities that evolved during the time. But there was simultaneously martial arts which was growing around, and still it is in life and in blood, in breath. And I've been fortunate to have a great master, Master Nilesh Jarnawala, Master Biju Nair, who have been always the inspiration. And there are quite a few more masters that who have always showered their blessings. But primarily the Master Biju Nair and Master Nilesh Jarnawala, who have highly influenced my training, my philosophy of life. And it was just one day Master Nilesh told me that if I want to pursue my martial arts, I need to give up something. And it could be because of my weight. I said, yes, so what do I do? And for me, his word is command. And he said, okay, you'll have to, give up on your eating. And I said, okay, what? And then it was just a conversation to one of my senior masters, but then I was being a partner. I had to absorb the entire thing. And since that day, from the 73 kgs till 57 is what I achieved. Currently, I have been maintaining my weight for past 3 months or so, around 60 kgs. Wow. And that was fun. That is fun. And I never thought about like 15 kgs or 17 kgs of me. I've never seen myself 57 on weight. Never, like in the college days, school days. But then with the amount of energy that I was having was huge. I mean, amazing level of energy. I used to run. I can still do. I run. I do my office work. No morning naps. Left cut out in the sleep pattern, and the alertness, mental alertness. An entire world of peacefulness.
So what is this particular program all about? When you say you have cut down 13 to 15 kgs within a short span of time, was that 1 month or 4 months? You said?
It was in 45 days, to be precise, 45 days.
Okay. So what's it all about? If you can share it with the audience, they would really be interested to know more.
It is primarily a mix of the keto diet and the Indian philosophy of fasting. Which included a part of keto diet. It included the part of water fasting and fasting. And so, yeah, it was a mix. And I did not ask my master much about it because I firmly believe in whatever he says is for my betterment. And so I just began doing it, following it. The results were apparent. And later on, I just asked over a period of time, what is it that we are following and how long should I? So, and then I evolved.
So do you have some kind of a written down diet plan, which also the audience might be interested to know, to give a guidance to them? So what would be a good idea of starting off as a diet plan?
So the first good idea to start with the dieting is to be analyzed by a proper nutritionist, dietitian, and then a need to understand the need for diet. Every individual has an unique need. So while I was doing bodybuilding, professional bodybuilding, my only intention was to gain weight. And I was looking for muscle gain, strength gain, mass, fat at times, because it needed at time during off season, it needed that fat accumulation also, or that utilization storage. But now is my focus is on flexibility. My focus is more on the generating mobility from my body to perform better and excel myself with my body, mind, brain, this entire thing.
So you mean to say the fat content on your body is not important? There is a fair amount of fat you need to actually balance your muscle mass and your body weight, right?
Yes, it is very much indeed very important, and like it has been always misconstrued that fat is not good for health. So it is a good fat and it is bad fat. And so there are so maybe I am not the scientific person to explain you into the technical terms of omega-3 and different parts, different the terminologies. But in short, to understand for me was the fat is reserved in my body. When I use it appropriately, it generates energy for me, which burns out, and then I get the energy
So
to do function my exercise or my routine. And that has helped me cut down my body fat percentage.
Tell me something about your daily plan. What do you do in a daily plan?
So usually day starts around 7 o'clock in the morning, and then it starts with the cleansing of the body, with the daily codes of house, supporting mom because now I don't visit office, so just supporting her in some minor, just little bit of it, and then by 11ish or 10ish the office routine starts, and then afternoon is the lunchtime, and depending on how the work is, the day prolongs, and then evening time I prefer for the workouts, which is my flexibility training, which is my skill training, and then some reading for me to further develop myself. I always believe in learning, and so I read whatever I get the opportunity, and then usually I'm inculcating the habit to snooze up around 11ish, which I am still the work in progress.
Okay. So, see, I've been, going into depth to find out exactly what you eat, but you're not disclosing that because that would give a lot of.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. So what I eat is the boiled vegetables.
Okay.
And some dry fruits, some seeds, the world of chia seeds or the sunflower seeds or the pumpkin seeds and dry fruits and the boiled vegetables. There is some ghee, there is butter, not butter, I mean, the Hindi word, malai, you say in Hindi, and cream. And then there is paneer, there is cheese. So those kind of food stuffs.
So you stay away from carbohydrates, basically bread and
Yes.
And rice, basically that would be.
That is very much to be stayed away because those are inflammatory food stuffs, which just the inflammation brings about inflammation to the body, and which avoids prolongs the recovery of the muscles. And what is required for the sports person, I mean, all the sports person, like you say, they are keen in recovery of the muscle, so that they could train higher, train better, train faster, and bring about the excellence, a new benchmark for the excellence.
Now, if I'm right about the keto diet says you have to minimize carbohydrates, increase proteins and fats, right? So, but not to confuse it, proteins many people think come from non-veg material. So, how does a vegetarian get more proteins? What would be the best alternatives for people to get more proteins through vegetarian diet?
So there is a lot of misconception about it. No doubt, the non-vegetarian food contains the good amount of protein, which is true. But also, what is important that is where I said. So the importance of food for every individual is different. For me, as a sports person and as a professional, I am looking in for the higher level of energy, for the activeness, alertness, and the flexibility part of it. Well, but the same person, when I was doing my bodybuilding competitions, I was looking in for gaining bulk, for gaining muscles, high muscles. So I was weighing around 78 at times, and I was training around 3 hours in the gym, all sweating and doing intense workout. Though now that weight training or the aerobic training is now turned around into the flexibility routine and the skill training, which requires which should be easily digestible, the earlier the food gets digested, it's the best part for the human being. Otherwise, when a food gets rot, stays in your stomach over a period of time, it gets rotten, and then that creates a lot of sleepiness, laziness, and you realize people who, when they get up in the morning, they are not cheerful, they are not smiling, they are not happy that they had a good sleep. The major reason for it is the overnight food, the last night food that they must have eaten, apart from when did they sleep.
Okay. So now what you're saying is you moved from high intensity exercises now to flexibility exercises. So you do not put in too much of aggressive workout as you used to do earlier. Is that right?
No. So previously was the weight training. Now is the body weight training, or what you call the isometric training or the flexibility training. So previously was the weight training part, which involved lifting hundreds of kgs and with several repetitions. So that the purpose was to gain muscle, gain bulk, mass. Here is the purpose is to gain flexibility, the swiftness, the mobility.
Okay. For the audience, for the common people who are not martial arts experts or not too high sports people, can you advise some daily routines as far as health, how to keep themselves healthy? Something which will be not only about diet, but also their regular exercises. What would be a good thing to do?
So something that I want to express is, accept whatever food we get with much of praise, much of blessing, and avoid junk foods. When I say junk food, is like the packaged foods or the preserved foods or the and today with the increase in population, in the inflation and things as such, there is a lot of adulteration. So home cooked food is something I love. Home cooked food. Fortunately, my mom is the best chef that I have come across in my life, and I always prefer to eat the home cooked food.
Okay. And what
or rather,
about
I carry the
daily workout regimen? What would you recommend a new starter, someone who's not done exercises? What would you recommend them to do to start off with?
Sure. So there is nothing one single routine which is universal. We all, as I said, all are unique. It all depends on the lifestyle that we have, depends on the goal that we want to achieve from the routine, from the workout, our existing physical, physical stature or how we are. It all depends on the same, and that is where we have the experts. But the best part is cleansing of the system is the most important part. If we have
what is the process? What is the process of cleansing?
So cleansing, there are many ways. One of the ways is drinking. The first thing in the morning is to drink plenty of water, like around 1 liter to 2 liter or so, in empty stomach. Well, 2 liter, and it will begin gradually. It will not become at a day where you fill your stomach. You may vomit also at times, but then it is when the body is you drink water, it helps you in cleansing your the intestine, the colon, and it helps you absorb water for your body, which is needed the most over the night that you have not had the consumption of the water. Also, it helps you very much. The cleansing of the intestine or the colon makes a lot of difference. So your energy levels, with your presence of your mind, the alertness that you have, and also the eradication of a lot of diseases.
So you recommend before you start off the day on an empty stomach, drink at least 1 liter to 2 liters of water to flush out the toxins and make you, energized for the whole day, basically, right?
Yes, and there are other ways also, like eating neem leaf or maybe eating tulsi leaves. But then again, those are those needs to be taken under the advice, because someone has a medical condition. me saying it will be very much highly, inappropriate, because someone may be having an issue with his sugar levels, and then someone eats meal on a higher quantity. Ideally, it should be 4 to 5 leaves, but he feeds say like larger amount of it. He may or she may just get low blood pressure, experience low blood pressure or some dizziness. Or an expert's advice or a doctor's advice is somehow always
Right.
helpful.
You're right, because if you have some severe conditions, you need to take precaution to take advice of your doctors. That's what we all recommend, because unless and until you take proper medical advice, do not practice something just on verbal recommendations. Apart from that, normal healthy people, I don't think there should be a problem. But I would like to also tell the audience that going forward, we will be having the pleasure and opportunity to have Yogesh conducting a 1 hour training program, which is designed specifically for this audience. And I'm sure very soon we will be having him conducting a proper training program for people. And I welcome him for taking that particular opportunity, because I also wanted him to show me a few tricks of how he does it. And I would like to also say, Yogesh, how is it that you keep your mental focus? Because many people, they start off, they take it for a day, a week, a 10 days, maximum a month, and they basically flag or drop out. So what is it that has been keeping you going for so many years? That would be something would be a good advice for people.
So it is more about teacher. I always believe in the teacher, and I all whatever I've been, I am good as in my conversation or whatever this body is expressing through my mouth or my action is all good because of my parents and my teacher, and who have been very generous, very kind enough to bless me with their blessings, with their learning, with their teachings, and that I have been able to express in my living.
No, but how do you keep your mental, something which people are
Yes.
always, because they give up very soon. They drop out, they tend to not have that kind of determination and drive. Something which you can guide people. What is the trick, or is there a kind of a mental exercise which people can do to make sure that they stay on the disciplined path?
So its first thing is like everything that has been expressed to you is not in reality. It is their version or the individual's version, which I am still practicing, because at times it hurts me also. But practicing this has really helped me keep myself cool. That okay, whatever good things Rizwan says is his version of looking at me. Whatever someone says not so good about me is what he or she must have seen about me, and that is an opportunity for me to, excel myself, develop myself, and that is what gives me the opportunity, and that gives me the opportunity to connect with myself. That's the first part that I take into my training and development.
So I think you have your young son also, right? He is also a bundle of energy, as I heard. Never had an opportunity to meet him, but what is he doing now? Is he also on the same path as you are?
He is not like me. He has his own identity. He has his own personality, his own philosophy of life, which is he's still evolving on. Currently, he's appeared for this 10th standard because of the lockdown phase of examination and different things that need to be done. And he's just waiting for his examination to over. I mean, the results to be there. He's enjoying his time with his grandparents, and his long vacation stretch from 9th standard till as of now.
A long vacation, right? It's like never-ending vacation that's going on basically.
Yeah, and exploring different things at home, learning to cook through my mom, or learning some different stories through my father about his times sometimes listens to me over my office phone calls or things that I do with my martial art practice or the workouts. So he is evolving, and now the world of internet is there, so which makes helps him evolve further what he wants to evolve.
So, Yogesh, when the COVID scenario struck, it was so sudden, it was a surprise to everyone. So, I would like to know from your perspective, how did you take that in your stride, and was it something that you gained from it, or what was your whole journey like within the last 1.5 years? What was it like when you started it, and what do you think the journey was like, and what was it that you can shed some light on?
I still remember like when it was evolving, and I was clear that it has never happened in the history of humanity. So there is nothing as such which will impact human lives. But as I was listening to the stories of people getting infected around our office building premises and how infectious it is getting. So I remember it was around 13th of March when our office decided that we need to go in for a work from home from the 15th of March. And after completing everything, so collecting, everything, your network connections, laptops, and the to-do list and different things, the only thing that stepped up in my mind while getting out of the office building was, wow, now I have 4 hours extra where I don't have to travel, and then which I can use it from my training.
Right.
And as things went on, like the lockdown and the further prolonged lockdown and different things, there were mix of reactions because I was not able to do anything. I wasn't able to serve humanity in any possible way because of the fear, because of the unknown, virus symptoms or different things, and uh, my parents who are around 75 and 65, and my young son being a single parent, so me getting infected, and which I did not know how to take care of. So there was mix of reaction. Sometimes uh, high level of energy, sometimes depressing emotions. But there was one education that I always believed in, uh, which has helped me or connect those of some of the good friends like you and the rest, who have always had the conversation with them. And I realized that the best part that I have with me to contribute to human lives is listening. If I listen to someone, if I can converse, if I can express someone, or I can listen to someone, I can make a difference. And I was listening to some of my friends, which helped positively in helping some of the lives of people or some of my family, relatives who lost our family members due to the getting infection of the COVID and the challenging times and the emotions. Uh, well, so yeah, that is, and still life is, it's about how I manage, I believe.
So, as you rightly said, Yogesh, listening is much more important than talking. That's what I think, because people in this condition, in this tragic environment, need to talk, and they want someone to listen to them. And you can really be a pillar of support, and you can really be uh, an emotional anchor to people by listening intently and giving them your ear and caring for people. That's all people really need, because at this particular time, there's not much we as people can do, because we all are in the same, you know, situation that as much as we can help others, we can definitely contribute towards life. And as trainers and coaches, we all have certain, uh, you know, part to play in the community, which I believe we all are doing. So it's really good to have a friend like you, who has also been guiding me throughout these uncertain times. And our whole team of friends that our trainers and coaches have really been a part of a strong support system. And I would like to ask the audience to always keep in touch with us if you need any guidance or coaching or any help. Me and Yogesh are always there for any kind of guidance. And that's the reason I bring people who are in the same wavelength as I am in helping people by touching their lives and caring for them. So, Yogesh, I would like to really thank you for giving us your valuable time and sharing with us your ideas, your perspective. And hopefully, in the coming days, I would like to introduce a 1 hour session for our audience where we can help them in different techniques and tools that they can actually exercise on their own, and they can basically build their health and their future by maybe controlling their weight and their health. So Yogesh, thank you very much for being here today, and I hope the audience found it interesting. And if they have any questions or any queries, they can always get in touch with me, and you can always get in touch with Yogesh. He's always there to help people. His doors are open. His mobile is always switched on, and never have I had a chance that did not receive my call. So I have really amazing friends like Yogesh, and I would like to thank Yogesh for being here today. And everyone in the audience, if you like the interview, please like my channel and subscribe to my channel. That will really give me more motivation to bring many more such interviews which will inspire you and also motivate you to achieve creative excellence in your life. So Yogesh, thank you very much once again. And a few words to the audience if you would like to say something before we close.
Thank you, Rizwan, for giving me the opportunity to express myself. And it is indeed my pleasure if anything that I express adds up to the value and makes a difference to any of the listeners or the viewers. It is my wish that I can be used, and I can. I am as good as how much I can be used.
Thank you, Yogesh.
The opportunity.
Thank you. You are a real ace. Thank you, Yogesh, and thank you, audience, for being here. So all the best to you, Yogesh, and look forward to meeting you once again. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Bye.